stories weird and strange that must be spoken softly. They darken no printed pages. The trees listen to them beside red campfires at night. Lovers tell them in the glad sunshine of day. Some of them are chanted in song. Some of them come down through the generations, epics of the wilderness, remembered from father to son. And each year there are the new things to pass from mouth to mouth, from cabin to cabin, from the lower reaches of the Mackenzie to the far end of the world at Athabasca Landing. For the Three Rivers are always makers of romance, of tragedy, of adventure. The story will never be forgotten of how Follette and Ladouceur swam their mad race through the death chute for love of the girl who waited at the other end, or of how Campbell O'Doone, the red-headed giant at Fort Resolution, fought the whole of a great brigade in his effort to run away with the scow captain's daughter. And the brigade loved O'Doone, though it beat him, for these men of the strong north love courage and daring. The epic of the lost scow. How there were men who saw it disappear from under their very eyes, floating upward and afterward riding swiftly away in the skies, is told and retold by strong-faced men, deep in whose eyes are the smoldering flames of an undying superstition, and these same men thrill as they tell over again the strange and unbelievable story of Hartshope, the aristocratic Englishman who set off into the north in all the glory of monocle and unprecedented luggage, and how he joined in a tribal war, became a chief of the Dog Ribs, and married a dark-eyed, sleek-haired little Indian beauty who is now the mother of his children. But deepest and most thrilling of all the stories they tell are the stories of the long arm of the law, that arm which reaches for 2,000 miles, from Athabasca Landing to the Polar Sea, the arm of the Royal Northwest Mounted Police. And of these it is the story of Jim Kent we are going to tell, of Jim Kent and of Marette, that wonderful little goddess of the Valley of Silent Men, in whose veins there must have run the blood of fighting men and of ancient queens. A story of the days before the railroad came. End of Preface. Recording by Roger Moline.